How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Sleepy Hearth. Today what we're going to be doing is going over how to add an end slate to your YouTube videos after they've been uploaded onto YouTube. So this feature's been out for a little while now, but if you still don't know how to use it, hopefully it's going to give you some help. So first thing that you're going to want to do is head over to your video manager tab here. And what that's going to do is bring you over to all the different videos that you have that you can make changes to. So what you want to do is just click on the one that you want to edit. You can either hit the edit button, or you can use the little drop down and go to end screens annotations. If you end up hitting edit first, it's going to bring you to the generic editing screen, which is this one right here. And then what you're going to want to do is look at the top, there's a little tab that says end screens annotations. Go ahead and click on that. Either of those options are going to lead you to this window right here. And what you're going to notice is it's actually going to take you all the way to the last 20 seconds of the video, because this is where your end screen is ultimately going to be. At this time, you're not able to use any more time than this. If you try to back it up, it says the end screen elements can only be placed within the last 20 seconds. So YouTube will not allow you to use any more than that. So you're going to either want to tailor your video to have that last 20 seconds have an end slate, or you're going to want to worry about that in the editing process. Leave that one up to you. So it's important to note that annotations themselves going forward you are not actually able to use. It's only for currently existing videos, and that actually ended back on May 2nd. So now it's been fully replaced by the end screen program. But to those of you who do have annotations on currently existing videos, those aren't going anywhere. Those are still going to be there. So now what you're going to want to do is when we get to the screen, you notice in the video itself there's a little blue outline and a grid. You can either leave that completely alone, because the default setting is to show the grid, snap elements to the grid, and just snap to the grid in general. And we're going to be going over what that means in just a moment. So you have a couple of options. You can either use a template from YouTube. You can scroll through here. They have a bunch of different options, and you're probably wondering what the little circle is. So let's go ahead and click this template right here, and we'll scroll down just to see the rest of them. So let's go ahead and click this one right here, and it's going to bring up what are called elements. So the one in the middle automatically defaults to a subscribe button. So what do I mean by that? The 4 elements you can do is either a video or a playlist, a subscribe button, and a channel button for another channel that's not your own, or a link to an approved website. And what does it mean by approved website? You can either do to an associate website, a merchandise site, or crowdfunding. If you click on the crowdfunding, what will end up happening here is it'll kind of go through, all the different what it means by crowdfunding sites. Let's just go back here. Say you have your Patreon page you want to support, for example. You'll put the URL right up there, and then you're going to hit next. If you got too many things in the title, you're going to have to shorten that down. We're just going to put my Patreon. Then you actually have a couple of options. You can either just have them visit the page, sign up for Patreon, support, or learn more. Let's just go to visit. I don't actually have anything currently set up for the Patreon one. Probably going to get around to that eventually, so we'll just use that for now as a kind of a stand-in. So what it's going to do is it's working to link it in, and there we go. So that's our 4th element. One thing you'll notice is if there's any clashing with other existing elements, you won't be able to place it there. So what you can do in the meantime is move elements around. And this is where the snapping is going to come into play. You're going to see these little lines, and sorry about that. It's actually going to show you where it is lining up with other elements. So that is lined up in the middle of the subscribe button. Also, we can line up the other elements to be lined up in different ways, or just be in the middle of the screen. So it really is dependent on how you want to do things. And also for the website one, when you hit preview, so you're going to want to check things with preview. That's what it looks like when you do that. There's a subscribe button one, and there's the 2 videos. That's ultimately what it's going to look like. If you end up not liking it, say this looks too messy, too garbled, you can either click them and hit delete, or you can click it, you can go over here, you can hit edit element, and ultimately just click on the little trash can icon to get rid of it. Another option you have is, say you have the perfect template that's a little bit different than all the pre-made options on another video. What you can actually do is import from another video. So I have one right here. and it's actually going to take the exact elements from that video. What do I mean by that? This one has a preset video that I've already chosen, and it also has best for the viewer. So what best for the viewer is, we're just going to click on that. When you actually go to do a video element, you can either do the most recent upload, best for viewer, or you can choose video playlist. If you click on the choose video playlist, you'll get to scroll through your videos and playlists and see which you actually want to upload. Currently I have best for viewer. So what does that mean? YouTube is going to work at random to kind of show what they think is best for your viewer. And it's going to show when you actually hit preview. So for example, YouTube thinks my Tracer ASMR video is going to be best for someone who's watched this, probably because it's also an Overwatch video. But just in case it didn't link to an Overwatch video, I decided to choose another Overwatch video as well. So I kind of went for the best of both worlds approach, where I chose one of my own, and this Winston one right here is always going to show up every time they click, but the best for viewer might change depending on how many times they watch this, or if different people watch it. It's going to be built based around them. So you kind of want to give them, in my opinion, a taste of each, but I'll leave that up to you. So you can move elements around, you can delete some just by hitting the delete key. So, okay, that's all fine and good. The problem is, this screen right here isn't really conducive. You know, it kind of looks messy. It's just the game itself. Well, one thing you can do that we talked about earlier is you can actually tailor your videos to be ready for that. So, let's go ahead and click over here. Currently, this is my Endslate. It's nothing fancy, but for example, if we use a template, I think we'll go with this one right here. Puts everything in the top. It still shows my links down here below. Overall, it's not too flashy. You can kind of go as crazy as you want with it, but that's what I got for mine. I'm probably gonna end up making some changes. Speaking of changes, one other thing you can do is say you don't like the size of these videos, you can actually make them bigger. Problem is you do have to account for the clashing. If you just want a couple of videos to take up all the space, they can. Now that blue outline that I talked about earlier, that's all the space that you get to work within. YouTube is only going to allow you to use that little bit of space. Anything outside of that, it won't even allow you to touch that. Not sure why they're going with that, but that is their decision. So I like to go with the balanced approach of having 2 videos and a subscribe button. I'll probably go and change it and have like 2 videos, a subscribe button, and a Patreon button. But for now, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Make sure you save all your changes by using the save button. Don't worry, it will yell at you if you don't get to do that. Also, if you don't actually choose elements, like say use a template, you actually do have to go back in and find out what you want to do with them. So we're going to change that one to most recent upload, and we're going to change that to best for viewer. So if you don't actually want to choose anything, you can do that for both. You cannot do best for viewer for both options though. It will also yell at you for that. See, we can just do that if you want, or you can just choose a video. So we'll go with that option. Be sure to save, and always be sure to preview, because that way you'll know exactly how it looks when it is live. There we are. Alrighty, so I believe that was it. If you guys had any questions, do leave a comment in the description below. And before I go, I do have one final piece that I want to say. This is actually a Kickstarter campaign that a good friend of mine has started. His name is Mark, and he is creating a new language learning app by the name of Trevo. The Kickstarter just started a few days ago, and it's going to be ending at the end of July. Go ahead and check it out. It's in the link in the description. If you think it's something that looks cool to you, hey, leave some support. You know, $1, $5, whatever you think it is that might be worth it to you. Hey, just go ahead and check it out. He didn't pay me to say any of this, but he is a good friend of mine. So in that regard, there is a little bit of bias, and I am doing this as a personal favor to him. So that's my full disclosure for this little bit right here. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. Hope you found this extremely helpful. Leave a like and a comment below if you have any questions, or if you just think it's good. And with that, I'll talk to you later. Good night.